Now we're about 5 miles northwest of downtown Tampa at beautiful Raymond James Stadium near Florida's Gulf Coast. Just a short time ago, the Buccaneers emerging from their tunnel to the roar of this frenzied crowd here in the Sunshine State. And we're in the big ship, and fittingly, everyone here ready to do battle as Tampa Bay gets ready to match up with the Baltimore Ravens. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Well, this defense for the Buccaneers very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
They go play action with Jackson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A good pickup there, 21 yards. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now the Buccaneers go ahead and take another timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Dobbins running out of the gun. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, in every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
Jackson looking to throw on third. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The sack by the Super Bowl champion and Pro Bowler Jason Pierre-Paul. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
Tucker's kick is good, and the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Through the pipes.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Brady and the Buccaneers here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. First down and much more here for Jones. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. 74 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Jones is into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. So the big play to kick off the drive set them up 1st and goal, and they're able to cash in right away on play number 2.
I think I'm starting to understand more and more when we get ready to do games and we meet with coaches why they talk about big plays, explosive plays, and how it sets them up for success, because that's exactly how they were able to score on this one. We saw the touchdown, we saw the payoff, but of course that big, long chunk play is what got them in position.
Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Second and 10. Now a handoff for Dobbins. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Bucs with an extra defender now in the secondary here on 3rd down. Throwing is Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Devin Duvernay, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Ravens have retaken the lead. So the points coming fast and furious in this opening quarter. Whoa.
Yeah, both defenses, they're looking pretty exploited right now with the way these offenses are attacking. They are a step behind, back on their heels, whatever cliche you want to use. Right now they're trying to figure out how to slow them down, and I'm not sure they're going to be able to.
The extra point hits the left upright but goes through anyway. And the lead is now 10-7. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Brady. Drops it to Jones into flat. And powering through at the 35. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Brady. It's caught by Mike Evans. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Under a minute to go, clock running at a back-and-forth first quarter of play. Now a first carry for their fullback. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Brady gives this one off to Jones. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
A first carry for Leonard Fournette, and he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Now Brady. Open man is Miller. He's got it. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 20-yard line. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
First down carry by Jones. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's second and 13. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Give him 4 on the carry there, but that only takes them back to where they started. Third and 10. Now Brady. A check down here to Jones. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He went backwards 5 yards there on third down to bring up fourth.
Ryan Suckup on for the field goal. A 41-yard attempt.
And he missed it. It's no good.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Play action. It's Jackson. They'll roll him out right. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. And down to the 11. Always a benefit to have a quarterback that can roam outside of the pocket, make that throw, and I guess it's helpful to have a guy that can come down with a ball like that.
All that ties in together perfectly. Imagine being on the other side of the ball, though. You think you've got coverage. The play gets extended. Now you've got to find a receiver to plaster onto before the ball gets there. Very difficult to do.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Tucker with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Out of the pistol, the give to Jones. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a handoff. Running left is Jones. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL.
Here we go. Hey, check Mike.
Throwing now is Brady. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen. So now it appears they're going to accept the penalty, which means take away the interception. Also means keep your defense on the field. Don't understand this one bit. On the give, this is their fullback. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Brady going deep this time for Miller. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Ravens are going to have it here just past the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity. And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
This one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. From the gun, Jackson. Open man is Duvernay.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. That'll be taken in there by Miles Boykin. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. He's going to air one out. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Devin Duvernay in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Ravens will extend their lead here just before halftime. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So not much time to speak of remaining in this 1st half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. A 1st down run here by Jones as he'll take it forward for a gain of about 4. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. So after a very one-sided 1st half, what will the 2nd half bring as we are back underway on EA Sports? And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect 2nd half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. To throw is Brady. This one swung out here to Jones. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
34-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Brady now on first down. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he's got this down to the 35. The Bucs passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down. Here's Brady to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Brady's throw pulled in by Gronkowski and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Gronk's first catch, good for a first down.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage, and that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
On first down, Brady. Godwin's got it. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin there to make the grab. And the Buccaneers are able to cut into this lead as they score on the opening drive of the second half. Extra point up and good by Suckup. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime and sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Another run here with Dobbins. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3. Try to run for it with Dobbins. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 41 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And now Jackson will look to throw it. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down. So he is able to turn that into positive yardage, but I think it's fair to say that those are not the shots you're wanting your quarterback to have to absorb.
And he has to know sometimes when to say when. You have to know when to give yourself up, and let's face it, not easy for these guys to do because they're competitors as well. But sometimes you do learn your lesson the hard way, as he did there.
On second down, a run with Dobbins. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down. Jackson from the shotgun. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. He'll get that out wide to Duvernay. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A very solid gain of 27.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Dobbins going to take the handoff on the option. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. They'll go option to the short side. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. 3rd and goal, Jackson. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. Brady going to fake the give to Jones and set up to throw. That is caught. It's Chris Godwin. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 15 more yards there and quickly another first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Brady. That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Now Brady again. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Bucs have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Extra point put through by Succop. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. Duvernay going to sit on this in the end zone, so it'll come out to the 25. Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. That last touchdown has made this really tight. They're clinging now to this slim lead. Second half, they only have a field goal. This offense needs to kick it into gear.
And right now, I'm looking directly at the field general, at the quarterback. Because to me, he's got to take over right now. By word, pumping his team up, and then, of course, by deed with his play. My high school coach used to say that all the time. Laddie, take over by word and deed.
And deed means action.
Exactly.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Jackson now. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. Now after that sack, it's third and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Jackson. And that is incomplete.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against him offensively. Seven yards on the return after a punt of 39. And the Buccaneer offense will be set up well as they take over. They'll run on first down. Jones. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 114 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on second and inches.
Check, Mike 54. Mike 54. Switch up. Mike 54.
A give to the fullback on the dive. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. They'll get three as the drive continues. It's a first down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now the toss to Jones, running right. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Now Brady. It's complete. He's got Gronk. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
That completion helps out in a nice way. Now they can take a little bit more time, but guess what? They've got to make sure on their throws that they see it open, not just anticipate it.
They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd. To throw is Brady. And this is caught. It's pulled in by Gronkowski. And he is going to have a Bucs 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Back to throw, Brady. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
With no timeouts left, that's a dangerous proposition. Work in the middle of the field. Fortunately for them, that one fell incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. Brady to throw. They're looking again for Gronkowski. He's got him this time. They come up on a 1st and goal, and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown and a PAT for the lead. Of scrimmage once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay. That's going to set them back 5 yards. Can't afford another delay here as they come up again on 2nd and goal. One final try now for Brady. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And the Ravens are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here. Coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.
So for Baltimore, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, they too will exit with a 2-1 record. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well.